Hello students, in this class of ours we are going to study number system. So the name of the chapter is number system and this chapter is first chapter of class 9th in mathematics. So to begin with we will be dealing with certain terms which will be frequently used in this chapter. So right at outset let us describe what are natural numbers. Natural numbers. These are indicated by capital N and these numbers are all counting numbers from 1 to 3 and up to infinity. So natural numbers are numbers, all counting numbers starting from 1 up to infinity. If somebody is asking the smallest natural number, you can definitely say it is 1, but the largest one you cannot say, and there are infinitely many numbers. There is no last number as such. You keep on going and the number keeps on increasing. Second number that we will be talking about will be the whole number. Whole numbers. So see, the whole numbers are indicated by the word Z, and if 0 is included into the natural numbers, that makes whole numbers. When 0 is included into the natural numbers, then the set of numbers that we get is whole numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. In this case, if somebody is asking what is the least whole number, you can say it is 0. Now third term that we will be dealing with will be integers. Integers are indicated by capital Z. This comes from word Zahlen. There is a German word Zahlen. German word Zahlen, which means to count. So Z means it will indicate all the integers, and integer means you take natural numbers, their negatives, and also 0. Then in the entire gamut of the integers, you will have natural numbers, their negatives, and 0. So if I write like here 0, 1, 2, 3 and up to infinity, and -1 and -2 and -3, and like this if I write, this becomes a complete range of integer series. These are natural numbers, these are their negatives. Here is 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3. So like this, all the natural numbers with their negatives, and also 0 is to be taken. And now they are endless this side and endless this side. So infinitely they can be written that side and this side. So there is no such number as least and the greatest in this. This was about integers. Now we will be talking about what are rational numbers. See, a rational number, here you can see the word ratio is used. So rational number has to go something to do with the ratio. So a rational number is a number which can be written in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q both must be integers. Also Q should not be equal to 0. See, writing two numbers in the form of a ratio P upon Q does not make a number rational number. If I write under root 2 upon under root 3, this is in the form of P upon Q, but this part will fail the definition that P and Q both must be integers. So this is one condition, and it is very important. Never stop just saying that a number which can be written in the form of P upon Q is a rational number. A number which can be written in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q both are integers, and also Q is not 0. 0 undoubtedly is an integer, but denominator in a rational number should not be 0, though numerator definitely can be. This we will later see when we will study more about rational numbers. But right now a rational number can be defined. A rational number is a number which can be written in the form of P upon Q, and please forget not to mention that both P and Q must be integers. and q should not be equal to 0. Then you are able to define a rational number completely. Another number that we will see here is irrational number. So if somebody is asking what is an irrational number, you can say a number which cannot be written in the form of p upon q. Just say not. A number which cannot be written in the form of p upon q, where p and q are both integers and q is not equal to 0. So one way, what is not a rational number is an irrational number. And sometimes these numbers are also identified by their decimal expansions. So let me make a table here. If I write a rational number here and irrational number there, so its decimal expansion, when p is divided by q, its decimal expansion either will be like this 0.25, you say terminating, because in this division remainder must have come 0 after 2 digits, so this is terminating decimal expansion. Another one that can come is 0.272727 like this. So this is again a decimal expansion is non-terminating. See, it keeps going like this. This is non-terminating but definitely repeating. Here the digits 2 and 7, 2 and 7, 2 and 7. So 2 digits 2 and 7 are repeating. But for this decimal expansion will be something like 0.10, 100, 100, 100, and 1. Now this you cannot say. The digits are repeating. So in this we'll say a rational number, the decimal expansion of a rational number is non-terminating and non-repeating. It keeps going. Like that you can keep on going. So non-terminating, non-repeating. Neither the decimal expansion of a irrational number terminates nor it repeats. 1 0, 1 00, then 1 000. This is not repetition. Here not the digits are to be repeated. It should have been like this, 272727 or like this it should have been. So when you look for the rational and irrational numbers in the terms of their decimal expansions, so any rational number will have only two forms of decimal expansions. Either the terminating one, where the division will go and stop at some stage, or else non-terminating but repeating. Whereas the decimal expansion of an irrational number will be non-terminating, non-repeating of this form. Now one small point I want to make here is what can be the maximum number of digits in a repeating block. Say I divide 2 by 3, so it comes 0.6666. If I divide 5 by 11, I will have, sorry, it is 3 by 11, let me say, then it will become 0.272727 like this. And if I have 15 by 7, then the decimal expansion will be 2.142857, then again 142857. See, here the value of denominator is 3, but the repeating block, rather I should say the digit repeating is 0.6. I will put a bar here, so only one digit report. Here the value of this denominator is 10, but the digits that are repeating are 2. Here the value is 7. The digits that are repeating are 2.142857. So 6 digits. Now I wanted to tell you, if in a rational number you are dividing n by n, 1 is divided by n, the maximum number, see, it is the maximum number that the repeating block will have will be n minus 1. That we have seen in this case. Here the denominator was 7 and the maximum digits that could repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. This is the maximum number that can be present. Not necessarily that they will always be this. Here 3, so digit should have been 2, but maximum could be 2, it could be 1 also. Here if you see the value is 11, if you n is 11, if you make n minus 1 it is 10, but in the repeating block you find only 2 digits. So this is not mandatory that everywhere you will have 10. If you are dividing by 11, that in repeating block will contain 10 digits. No, necessary, not necessary, but at the most it can contain 10. That is seen by this example. The repeating block here is containing 6 digits, though the number that we are dividing is 7. So if n is your divisor, the maximum number of digits in a repeating block or in the length of a period. This is also called length of a period. Here the length of period is 2 digits. Here the length of period is 6 digits. That can be n minus 1. If your divisor is n, the maximum number of, once again let me tell you, the maximum number of digits in the repeating block that can be is n minus 1, one less than the divisor.